Welcome back to Fabricating Awesome Stuff. Today's episode is part 3 of fitting the engine cowling. So let me know what you think in the comments. And also remember to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of these updates. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and thanks for watching. As we prepare to get ready to trim the top cowling, the first step is we need to find the center of the cowling. And when you try to find the center of this curve, there's just no way to do it with a tape measure. The easiest way I've found to do this is to take masking tape and start it on the very edge of the cowling and then just run it over the top. And don't stretch it, just keep it loose. You don't want to stretch the tape. And then I use a razor blade to cut it off even with the cowling. Then we take the tape and we just lay it on the bench. And with the measuring tape, we can easily measure it now. And it's 10.5 inches long. So that tells us that the middle is 5 1/4. So just mark 5 1/4 on the tape. And then we put it back on. And now we have a mark that's in the center of that front of the cowling. So we're going to do the same thing on the back to find the center of it, and then we can connect the two. Now we have the center line marked on the front of the cowling, and I did the same thing and marked it on the back of the cowling. Now I put a piece of masking tape between the lines, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a straight line between them so that we can visualize a good center line on this. Let's go ahead and mark it here. Okay, and go ahead and mark it on the cowling with a Sharpie, on the tape. That way I'm not messing up my cowling. Okay, so now we have a center line straight down the cowling. When you have a piece of material that is straight cut, that is going onto a curved surface, there's some trimming that needs to be done. And the best way I've found to do that is with a cardboard template. And so this is a small example of what I did on the upper cowling, because it's impossible to show you on the airplane how it was done. I took a piece of cardboard to use as a template, fold it in half, so you line up the edges, and now we know the center of this piece of material is right here. And the center that we're going onto is marked on the tape, on this curved tape. So you can see as we slide it up here, it touches in the center, but it doesn't touch on the edges. So the first we're going to go ahead and mark the edge right here. We definitely have to trim. And so I'm going to just trim out of half of it to the center here first. We're going to cut in. I'm just going to go like 1/8 of an inch or a little more, just as a beginning. And we'll trim that out to that point. And now we're going to fold it. And because we want this to be symmetrical, by folding it, I can cut the same profile out of the other half so that we're being consistent with our cuts. If you try to cut a little bit out of this one, a little bit out of that one, there's no way to keep it symmetrical. So now when we slide it up, you can see it comes closer to fitting. Now we just need to take some more. We'll just do another one right here. Now we'll see how close we are. Now when we slide it up, we're even closer. See, I'm going to take a little bit more out of that center. To even that out. Okay. Now we need to go a little further. We're going to come to here. And we're going to cut another piece out. Yeah, let's look and see how we're doing. It's getting close. It's like another time, about right there. Yeah, it looks like we just need to go one more time. Now that's fitting that profile pretty darn good now. Now that I've secured the cardboard template to the cowling, this gives me the information I need to trim the cowling so that when it's shoved back against the firewall, it fits the profile of the firewall perfectly. So when I take this off, I have this line to follow for the trimming procedure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim maybe half of that distance to begin with and just kind of sneak up on it, because it's easier to take more off than to add some on if you take too much off. We have the top cowling partially trimmed and fitted. I can't finish installing it at this time because the metal baffling on the engine is too tall and the cowling is contacting the baffling, the metal baffling. So I'm going to have to trim that so that there is a 1/2 inch between the metal baffling and the cowling so that the gasket material will fit to seal. So that's going to take a little time and effort to figure out exactly how much to trim that baffling. But at least we've got a good start on it. It's looking like the cowling is going to be pretty nice on there. So getting closer all the time. Thanks for watching.